This week's Do Something With Your Marketing. I want you to turn on Google Signals. Now, if you're not familiar with Google Signals, this is their product, the new Google Analytics product that is intended to help cross-device tracking. Now, for regulatory reasons, it may not be available in all regions, particularly regions that are affected by GDPR. You may or may not have this option, but if you do, you'll see it available here at the top of your analytics account. Click Get Started. And it's a relatively straightforward process. It will take you into your analytics settings or review what is involved to get more information. It impacts all of your advertising features. Hit continue. Review. Make sure that you choose the properties that you want to choose for the account if you don't want to turn it on for everything. And then hit activate. You have activated Google Signals. You can click on the link to get started. What Google Signals is going to do is help unify those users who are on different devices, and there's extensive information that Google provides as to what is involved. But what you're going to get now is you're going to get better tracking of people who are on multiple devices. And so you'll see this here in cross-device, device overlap. Oops, let's refresh this. Audience, cross-device, device overlap. Now, obviously, because I literally just turned this on, you're not going to see this, but what you'll start to see is what percentage of people are on desktop or on mobile, on smartphone, etc. You'll get different paths as to how people complete different actions, which is going to be really important. If you're trying to do any kind of customer journey mapping, you absolutely positively want to be able to track the different paths people take from one device to the next. You'll get the different channels by device. And then you'll get the acquisition device, the device where someone finally converted, so that you can understand, yes, it's this type of device, smartphone, if it's a desktop, etc. This obviously will not be turned on until you have activated and opted into cross-device tracking. And again, one of those really important things, if you have opted for full-on GDPR compliance within the EEA, you may not necessarily see some of these settings. For people who are in America, chances are good you'll be able to see these settings as long as you have opted into all of the appropriate data sharing policies. So make sure that you turn this on, and then probably give it 3 to 5 days to start populating, and then you'll be able to see what percentage of your customers or your audience are visiting from multiple devices. Now, what do you do with that information? Well, if you find out, for example, that you have one audience where it's just smartphone and another audience which is just desktop, which can happen, you'll want to think about the experience in those different media types and how you're presenting your site to those different devices. If, on the other hand, you see a substantial number of people overlapping from one to the next, you're then going to want to spend some time on the path analysis to figure out what things do people do on a smartphone and then transition to a desktop to do, and that can inform your content strategy in terms of what sort of stuff that you're going to have showing for like pop-ups and things like that. If you find out, for example, that most of the conversions happening on a desktop probably don't need a pop-up, right? On the other hand, if most of the conversions happening on a mobile device, you might need a mobile compatible pop-up, for example. So lots of insights to be had, but for right now, turn this feature on as long as it's available in your region and get started collecting this data, because the sooner you start collecting, the sooner you can make note of it. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Want help solving your company's data analytics and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.